Welcome to the stage, Jenelle Isaacson from Living Room. A little bit about Jenelle is that she would be a textile professor if she hadn't chosen real estate. So let's hear some exciting things from Jenelle.
So after college, I started a punk band with 3 of my girlfriends named Spread Eagle. Yeah. It's not that I liked punk rock music, it's just all we could play. None of us had played our instruments before. But you see, the beauty of punk rock music is you don't have to have much skill. You just have to have something to say and the courage to get up in front of an audience and scream it at them. And what would seem like a detour from the life of a successful brokerage owner, for me, it was the beginnings and the foundations. At just 22 years old, I was negotiating contracts. Our band went out and toured nationally, and I did the PR and the marketing, and I learned to manage extremely tight budgets. Like in business, I had to continually negotiate sexism, and I gained the confidence that I could rock anything in heels. This experience gave me the grit and the skills and the confidence that I could rock any business. And when the band finally broke up, the van broke down, and I found myself in Portland, Oregon, I decided with the kind of hustle that I'd learned, I'd get my real estate license. And I built a real estate career on the people that I had met along the way in my life as an artist and a musician. I was the punk rock realtor of our town. I had another band, we'd play shows, I'd hop off stage, go to the bar, and tell people, guess what, you don't have to get evicted for playing your drums too loud anymore. I'm gonna sell you a house. We're gonna fix that problem. And I quickly rose to the top of my industry. I was in the top 10% of sales of my company. But all the marketing that I saw in the industry and the audience that I saw us as realtors talking to, I didn't relate to and I didn't know. I mean, I wasn't a made-for-TV realtor, obviously, and my clients did not resemble that good-looking, straight white couple with the picket fence and the glossy brochures that we keep sending out. I actually don't know any of those people. And I thought, well, rather than get frustrated that it seems like my people are invisible, I thought, wow, this is cool. I think I finally found my stage again. I think I can turn this job that I love into an enormous art project exposing the way people really live. And thought, I'll start my own brokerage. The year was 2009. And things in my life were different. I could no longer live in a van with 3 of my girlfriends. I had a mortgage to pay. I'm the sole income provider for my family, and I had just given birth to my 2nd daughter. I had 2 babies under the age of 18 months old. Everyone told me I was crazy. I could not find any money or any support for this idea. I go to work, even the radio was against me. The only story that played on NPR was about how it was the end of us as an industry. So I turned NPR off and turned Eminem up. Success was my only option. Punk rock thankfully taught me you can't wait for permission, and I refused to sit back down. Every person that told me, maybe you should wait, maybe the kids should get a little bigger, maybe you should wait and see how this market shakes off. I just thought inside, I'll show you, I am going to rock it. I think it's even a better time for me. So I leaned into my punk rock experience, and I put together a business just like I'd put together the band. I needed a good name, I needed awesome people that I could slug it out in the market with, and most importantly, I needed that message and the courage to get up in front of an audience and scream it at them. So the name. Punk rock is about creating a movement against the mainstream. And I knew I wasn't going to create a movement with the rallying cry, Isaacson Real Estate. I mean, who wants the name of my dead Norwegian ancestors on their business card? What does that mean? So I thought, What's a name that means something? What is the movement? And I thought of all of my clients, where for them, living room is about finding room to live, to thrive, to create community, to connect. It's not a place that you put the couch. And I was like, there we go. That's my name, living room. And also, I wanted to create a movement, a business, where anyone could be the leader. Anarchy. I'm a punk rocker, right? I want anyone to be able to be the leader. I want it to be able to grow far beyond my name, far beyond my reputation. Because as a business person, it was important to me that not only I would give this business life, but that I could raise it to independence. I got into real estate in the first place for the autonomy and the freedom, and I'll be damned if I was going to give that up so I could see my name written on a door or a sign somewhere in my city. So next step, I got to put the band together. Well, luckily, punk rock taught me technical proficiency is overrated. Because in 2009, I could not judge an agent's current market production as any indicator of their future success. So I had to look for other things. So I looked for people who were giving back to their community. I looked for people that I thought had the courage to say something. And most importantly, I looked for people who had smiles on their faces. Because if they couldn't find the joy in that job at that time, I knew they wouldn't survive, and I couldn't afford to be around them financially or spiritually. I've had those agents that have gone on to such great success come back to me and say, Jenelle, how did you know I was going to be so successful? Why'd you take the chance on me? But I looked at them, I saw a sure thing. I mean, how many fully tattooed agents are there in our market? How many agents have skate ramps in their backyard? And how many agents have been faithfully bartending lesbian arm wrestling night? It's true. You had the trust and the authenticity of an entire community of people that no one in our industry was talking to before you. And amplifying these voices, empowering them to tell the stories of each of their clients is and continues to be the secret to our success. Great art isn't censored. Every day on the front of our website is one of these stories. No Photoshop or airbrushing, and sometimes the titles make me blush. There's It's a Gay, Gay World, or Best Little Whorehouse in Portland, or My Ass Might Melt in the Seat of My Prius. It's like, oh. But inside, I know I'm just screaming, yes, yes, because these are the hit songs. These are the titles and the posts that get shared hundreds and thousands of times on social media. They're the reason that without the advertising dollars or marketing budgets of my competitors, we've amassed more Facebook likes than anyone else in our industry. They're the reason in 4 years our sales went from 35 million to 350 million. Thanks. No, thank you. Showing real people in real houses, who would have known? And it's exactly what my competitors were warning everyone about. If you leave and you go work for Living Room Realty, you're going to alienate the higher end market. You're going to alienate other clients. But you see, when you come to our website and you see yourself in this story of two women who bought the perfect house with a garage to convert into a spa-rage, you're not thinking about the price point. You just feel like your needs felt seen and understood. And there's humor and humanity in that. And there's a level of connection that you create that you don't get from looking at listings on Zillow. And listen up, because the anti-punk, that's a poser. And in punk rock, there is nothing worse than a poser, and I cringe when I hear our industry start talking about attracting millennials or attracting the higher end market. You know what millennials have in common? The year they were born. Thank you, right. The luxury market, that they've got money. People want to be seen as individuals. A really great example of a punk rocker at my company is Lauren Dahl. She was a stay-at-home mom with 3 kids, and she started her own at-home sewing business. She transitioned to real estate, and we were talking about, how is she going to be successful? And I was like, just be yourself. She's like, all right. So she shows up to the office in an outfit that she's sewn herself, and then takes photos of herself working. She has 7,500 Instagram followers, and you know who they are? Wealthy women who have the time and the money to sew, and they love her style. And being punk rock like Lauren Dahl means having the courage to piss some people off. She's not speaking to everyone, but she has raving fans in the luxury market. And I think being this kind of punk rocker, this willing to say something, is the only way an agent like Lauren or a company like mine has any hope of being seen. Because unless you're Zillow or Trulia or Redfin, you have no hope of owning the words real estate in a Google search. So you better be willing to say something. And I'd rather risk owning queer punk rock real estate or women who sew her own clothes real estate than risk owning nothing at all. And I'd ask you today, what do you own? What do you own? What can you say? And what can your agent say that Zillow can't? And I know some of you right now might be thinking, well, good for you, Jenelle. I've been to Portland. I know that punk rock and tattoos will work in Portland. But how does this scale, and how does this relate to me? But I fear if you're asking that question, you may be missing the point, because the reason that Living Room looks like it does is simply because we held up a mirror to our clients and our community, and we let them shine. And Living Room looks like a lot of things, depending on where you live and how you live. And I'm guessing in Carmel, Indiana, Living Room looks a lot more like Christian book clubs and basketball games and the chaos of raising 4 kids. But I have a vision to see Living Room Realty in every city in America, because everyone has a story to tell. Everyone wants to feel seen and connected, and they have a right to love where they live. And we do this by asking, where's your living room? And then celebrating the answer regardless of what it looks like. So, back in the day with the band, when we got done with a show, I'd come out, I was the lead singer, I play guitar. I'd come out and I'd say, I want to thank you all for participating in my rock and roll fantasy. Yeah! You guys are a little more tame. But you know what? I just still feel that way. When I come to work and I know that we've told over $1 billion worth of real estate, telling the stories of thousands of people that are authentic and real and true, and I am certain that punk rock fantasies do come true. Thank you.